In some cases, cultures of rejection emerge from experiences in changing work environments. Let's look at the example of the Croatian seafarers to better understand the relationship between labor and rejection. This is Rijeka, the biggest port on the Croatian Adriatic Sea in the Kvarner Bay. It has become one of the central logistic hubs of global capitalism. Traditionally multicultural and multi-ethnic, with an extraordinarily rich multi-layered history, several times in the past divided and still unique and united. This city is now exposed to the same malice of all former industrial sites. Swift change of its working landscape. Working conditions on container ships have changed drastically over the last years and decades. Tighter security measures, which are often introduced in the name of anti-terrorism, coincided with the emergence of automatization. Marko Luka Zubčić, a researcher with the Croatian Cure team, describes what that means for seafarers' daily lives.
For seafarers, it has become increasingly difficult, if not impossible, to leave the ship while in port. What had been a defining feature of a seafarer's life, the encounter with different people, cultures and places, became increasingly brief, surveilled and managed. Once the agent of multiculturalism, bringing home the experiences and traces of their global journey, seafarers now mostly spend their ever-decreasing free time on board and online. As one of our interlocutors noted, while the museums of seafarers of 20th century abound in artifacts and stories which brought the world into the homes of their families and friends, the museums of the seafarers of 21st century would be almost empty.
The researchers also found that weak trade unions contributed to the conditions under which cultures of rejection emerged.
A person working on a large ship told us bitterly, our union is known as very bad. They don't care. But for example, the Philippine union is very strong. If their working hours are not respected, the union reacts immediately. I never experienced that. Once one ship from a company was stopped in Australia, salaries were not paid. Filipinos reported their problem and their salaries were paid quickly, but we waited much longer. This is unimaginable in Croatia, and people are unsatisfied and full of resentment.
Indeed, often those most prone to rejection are those who are themselves rejected. Left at the mercy of hollowed-out institutions and international capitalist regimes in the midst of multiple global crises, without the support of a union, without an organized collective voice, without the power and influence of a strong community. In this insight, perhaps lies the beginning of working out how to change the key conditions that give rise to cultures of rejection. At the same time, we should not give in to stereotypes of dissatisfied and disappointed workers. They do not automatically react to experiences of crisis and transformation by rejecting authorities and migrants. Cultures of rejection are always mediated by ideologies and myths, by racism and sexism, but also in very material ways in which we act and communicate. Conflicts and grievances are not only discussed on the ships and docks, they're also discussed online, on social media. Their emotions can become distorted. In some cases, anonymity can encourage some to express extreme opinions. The open-ended nature of social situations online can aggravate this dynamic. Long streams of extreme speech can constantly pull users back into an increasingly negative emotional spiral.